many of the examples I'll share are focused on this transition from adolescence to early adulthood because we know it's an opportune time for prevention.
For every year that a youth delays using alcohol, there's a 14% reduction in them having problems later on in life.
The monumental overdose numbers are hitting us in the face. You know, overdose deaths are twice that of deaths in car accidents these days, of gun violence, and it's just staggering.
And there's a lot of stigma around when someone passes away from an opioid overdose. So when people at the university would say, oh, how did your son pass away? You know, I would just have to say, well, he had a disease. It was terminal.
Could you imagine if this were any other disease? If this were cancer, if this were diabetes, and you put the words college student or college age, you could imagine that this would, I mean, people would be through the roof that this is all that is being spent. It's part of a larger problem where, for some reason, with this particular disease, there is so much discrimination, there's so much stigmatization.
We need to have a clear understanding about what race is not, and some of the very serious consequences that have come from misunderstandings, misapplications, and even scientific abuses that have occurred because of this.
As clinicians, as peer recovery specialists, as therapists, counselors, case managers, what are you doing to challenge the systems that have oppressed your client? Outside of symptomology, outside of clinical treatment, what are you doing to challenge that?
We have to start challenging, where did we get these messages?
People with lived experience will tell you that the experience of recovery is something about more than just the absence of something. There is the presence of something, the presence of health, the presence of well-being, the presence of assets and resources that can be used to initiate and sustain recovery.
So some of the ways that you can work on supporting post-traumatic growth and recovery is to allow people opportunities to reflect on their experiences and emotions.
You have a duty. You are in recovery, you have a duty to talk about your lived experiences in the classrooms that you're in every day.
We've got to have that full continuum, that full cascade of care and services and opportunities available for all of us. It's time we walk the talk.